first shift back for Mason Marchment. You probably want to put that puck down in the corner a little bit, hang out in that offensive zone, something the Blue Jackets need to do here in this first game, first period.
Take away Marchment, in front, score! Ivan Provorov! 1-0 Columbus!
Right over to the ref and said, why was that not a penalty on Marchment? Here comes Marchment. He's bearing down. That stick gets up underneath. He hauls down the defenseman for the Winnipeg Jets right there. And you can see as Samberg's trying to get back into play. Mason Marchment finds Provorov. He does the rest.
Aston Reese getting back in there. Also on this line is Isaac Lundestrom, who was a game-time decision. Bryson over to Fleury. Jacob Bryson lets that go, and that's kicked away by Jet Greaves. Spun across by Ford. Antilli has it taken away by Samberg. Keon shuffles one forward, and Morgan Barron is going to take off for Winnipeg. Barron being tracked by Fantilli. Barron gets a shot off, and it goes off the body and wide. Back into the crease, kept out by Greaves. Puck is loose and rolls it behind the goal. Gabe Belardi locked up by Provorov. Belardi along with Barron. Morgan Barron being shadowed by Fantilli. Barron on the backhand, got it over. Roseanne had a chance there. Pops back, Fleury with a shot. That was tipped off the side of the post. A surge here from the Jets trying to tie up the game. Jacob Bryson with the shot. Lances off the stick of Marchment by Hayden Fleury. Fleury finds the puck, goes corner to corner. Activating will be Jake Christensen. He gets back in the lineup for Columbus. And out the last 3 games. A pinch here from Goodbranson. Jumping in, now Morrissey slides it back. And Winnipeg trying to get organized. It's going to be turned over. Monahan in front for Jenner. He's got it now in too deep.
And that's what Barron was thinking there.
There's a drive to the net, got through. Jet Greaves makes the stop. The rebound to the corner.
That's it.
Lead pass for Cole Sillinger. Drops the shoulder, goes to the forehand. Fabro, quick release, and stopped by Hellebuck. Not sure where it went, but it's in his gear.
And beats Hellebuck.
Antilli on this face-off. Fabro lets it go. Hellebuck absorbs that one. Jenner went skate to stick. He's able to pitch it in. Hellebuck, another touch. Moved it across, but it's going to be turned over. Here's Jenner, loading up. Wrist shot just goes wide. Follow up in behind the goal. Hustling after the puck. Fabro along with Miles Wood. In front of the backhand try. Hellebuck got to the post, and a scramble in front. And it kicks over to the corner. Big collision behind the play. Now bursting in is Kyle Connor. Guarded closely by Werenski. Connor out of the corner. Peon lets it go, and a pass saved by Greaves.
To keep pucks low and take care, because those D are jumping in for the Blue Jackets right now.
Brad Lambert in on the backhand try, followed up by Greaves. Alive, and Dylan DeMello has it. Slides one to Morrissey, fakes. Josh Morrissey, Dylan DeMello. Morrissey looking toward the net, didn't have a lane. Morrissey now sends one into the middle, and that'll kick off the side boards. Jumped on by Kepke, crashed into by Fabro. Kepke for Morrissey. This shot blocked in front.
Yeah, he'll shoot from anywhere. Morrissey's got a great shot. That was deceptive because it was quick.
Wrister to the net, blocked away by Greaves. Eric Goodbranson, long pass up ice. Jenner left it, Garland has it. Connor Garland right in front, that kicks just wide of the post. Monahan went to the blue paint. Brad Lambert on the line with Morgan Barron. Got stifled there by Goodbranson. Barron was waving at it, knocked down into the air by Samberg. Legally, Samberg with a drive, stopped by Greaves. Scheifele. Scheifele sails one, that's going to bounce its way toward Greaves. He's able to lunge and keep it out. It's knocked off the side towards Matejchuk. Got enough of it. Heinen on the clear for Columbus. Mark Scheifele at 92 points, a career high, always a threat. Moved over, and for the circle. One-time attempt doesn't get through. Dion, Kyle Connor in front. That was tipped and stopped by Greaves. Being tracked by Kirill Marchenko. Old Perfetti, now the Jets go point to point. DeMello's shot, blocked. Lowry follows up, chopped that a couple of times, and it caroms over. Long shift here for the Blue Jacket defenseman Werenski and Matejchuk over 2 minutes on this shift. They're going to stay in their own zone. Velarde the setup. A one-timer, great save by Greaves.
Massive save there at the end of the shift. As you mentioned, tired defenseman, but they're not going to get off. Here come the Jets again.
Roseanne in with speed. Spin around pass. Lambert couldn't get it through.
Oh, no.
And the veteran, three-time cup winner, Jonathan Toews. Sent back to the point. Turning, Koepke fires and flashes. The pad was Greaves. Bryson now to Koepke. Rister staying with him was Christensen, and is covered up by Jets.
If he gets in that groove. He does have one goal against here so far tonight, but has not been overly tested since.
Connor working in against Matejchuk. Swats one back to Morrissey. Now Dylan DeMello for the Jets. Shooting, got through. Getting a piece was Jet Greaves. Cross ice pass. Brad Lambert is in flight. Lambert gets a step, try to wrap around off the pad of Greaves.
Matejchuk, the left-handed shots playing the right side.
They want it. It's over. Matejchuk a drive, rebound. Great save. Hellebuck. Want to look for Connor Garland.
And that's the advantage of Matejchuk being on that right side. It's a one-time shot.
Werenski fires. Doesn't get through.
Yeah, you mentioned he hasn't been busy, but boy, that was a sharp sequence from him. Connor Hellebuck.
Back to get Branson. Fires. Stopped by Hellebuck. So Provorov shooting. In front looking for the tip was Fantilli. Kyle Connor breaks in. Connor looking toward the net. Still hanging on. Dished it off. Scheifele for Connor, and he scores. Kyle Connor. Two of the stars for Winnipeg connect, and Connor ties the game.
Oh, you talk about puck management, and it started with Marchenko attacking four guys offensively. Ever since halfway through that first period with Kyle Connor, who's such a slippery player out there. You can see Scheifele going through the middle. They take their time getting set up. There's a lot of time and space here as Provorov just looks tired. You know, right there, not a lot of pressure on the puck down below. He gets beat with that pass. And here's a great look at it.
Yeah, some here at Nationwide Arena. Now the Jets are in search of a 3-on-2. Perfetti swings it over to Morrissey. That is right to the net. Greaves keeps it out, keeps it away from Perfetti. Morgan Barron peered over his shoulders, gonna work one back. Morrissey inside. Perfetti tried to turn around shot, disrupted, covered by Jet Greaves. Out and contact with Hellebuck, who went down. Jets going the other way. It's Kyle Connor. Connor right to the front, hit by Iafallo and stopped by Greaves. It's Jenner in behind, hops over the stick of Monahan. Garland has it here for the Jackets. Looking for a 2-1 lead. Connor Garland cycles it to Jenner. Jenner to the net. Shut down by Hellebuck. Picked up by Fabro. Provorov lets that one go. That's plucked out of the air. Combined on the check. Lambert has it now. He slides one over to Fleury. Hayden Fleury, high slot pass. Bryson was checked. Lambert to the net. Blocker save Greaves.
And he would have taken this face out. That Fantilli now is getting double shifted. So good for Adam. I bet he loves it.
Carving in. Fantilli denied by Hellebuck. Kyle Connor in, trying to get fancy on Werenski. Turns to the forehand, seam pass, Scheifele a chance, he drives, save a rebound, and Jet Greaves got that one too on Iafallo. Scheifele for Connor, he shoots and scores. Kyle Connor with his second goal of the game on the one-timer, and the Jets take a 2-1 lead.
He's so shifty, Kyle Connor, and this puck gets through. That's that first play. But now Iafallo, as he takes that hit, you can see the Blue Jackets have the puck again. But credit Scheifele. He knows that the Kyle Connor, that first shot from Scheifele, he goes back and gets it, and then he knows. I mean, he was on top of that puck of Monahan right away, and then immediately, it's almost like he sensed, so he knew where Connor was going to be.
Provorov punches one forward for Coyle. Coyle on the backhand, a high flip. After it, Aston Reese with the puck. Sillinger off the blocker of Hellebuck. Then Provorov to the net. Kicks back to the sideboard. Dante Fabro. Fabro down for Coyle. Coyle has a step. Charlie Coyle, tight turn on Barron. Coyle to the net and shut down by Hellebuck. He clutches it. Sandberg knocked it forward for Koepke. Old Koepke was with Boston last year. Tried to drag and shoot. Found its way on goal. Kept out by Greaves. Werenski. In on the battle against Toews. Koepke winds it around for DeMello. Still in DeMello. Cole Koepke from a sharp angle. Skips its way to open ice. Mason Marchment got knocked up stride. Morrissey, he gets taken down. Jets calling for a penalty behind the play. Arms stay down. Had only one penalty call in the game. Lead pass for Parker Ford. Darts in, goes to Connor. Connor closing it, trying to go back door, and it goes wide. Bounces back to Connor. But to an empty point, and will slide out the center ice with 6:15 to go in the third period. Kyle Connor. Fired over to Sandberg. Sandberg gets the return pass. Neil Pionk loading up. Sails one into the gear of Jet Greaves. He'll hang on. Over the blue. Didn't have much help. Iafallo on the high flip out of the zone. Scheifele got 5 assists this year against the Blue Jackets. Got that one to the net. Some support from Marchenko. Fantilli, tight space, worked it over to Matejchuk to Werenski. Werenski shooting, looking for a deflection, chopped at by Marchment. Puck squirts in behind Marchment off his stick. Now Marchenko, Werenski, Matejchuk faking, shooting, missed upstairs.
That's Sandberg. Here we go.
It's down, it's set up. Werenski, Fantilli, oh, he's robbed by Hellebuyck. Point blank, Hellebuyck makes the save, and the game ends.
Wasn't their best whatsoever, and the Winnipeg Jets tied it up, and then it's Connor again. Kyle Connor gets the go-ahead goal, and then here's the play. They drew it up perfectly, and Fantilli just cannot beat Hellebuyck. And there's the frustration of the Blue Jackets right now as they drop another one, an important one here at home.